Welcome Diecast fans, I'm Tom Spanners Watson.
And I'm Frank the Guru Gibbs.
Welcome to another DRN report. Now, as always, not just with our channel, but any channel that you like, make sure you hit the like button on their videos, leave a comment to let them know you like it, and of course, if you really enjoy their stuff, remember to subscribe. Alright, that's enough of that, let's crack into it. First up, we've got drag racing, and we're starting off with miniature car racing. So this track here is one that we featured a little while ago, and I really like the way it goes to that open track for that finish line.
Next up, Bay City Diecast Racing did something quite different. So with their losing cars from their Dynasty of Dodge tournament, they did a full-on drag tournament with this monster outdoor track. It was awesome.
Now, Low Country Diecast Racing League had a no-frills, straight-up drag race competition. Again, if you like pure drag racing, you're going to want to check that one out. Now, Mr. Mom's Racing, we love these guys, and they were doing a golf-themed race. So all of the vehicles in this were golf-themed, and just this F1 car versus the Baja Beetle, you have to figure that the F1 car was going to win. I mean, it absolutely smoked it in real life, and it's pretty much what happened in this monster drag race.
And of course, remember there's lots of no-frills daily racing over at Wheels Calgary as well.
Now, Hawkeye Hauler Diecast were doing a monster truck drag race, but it goes from laned track to this clear open track for the tail end of it, and then there's that little narrowing down, so there was all sorts of chaos right on the finish line.
Main Street Races did a slightly different thing for their track. They went outside as well, like Bay City Diecast, but they had that huge big death drop, and then it goes into their elbow and down to the finish line through their open track.
Extreme Diecast Racing, we're doing Fast and Furious drag racing, and I just love this finish line here. So it's the standard 6-lane finish line that a lot of people have, but it's this sort of pool noodle they've got at the end, just provided all sorts of exciting action just after the finish line. It was awesome, I loved it.
Now, Ghost Jerker, these guys are huge, and they did a huge 12-lane drag race this time. If you haven't seen 12 lanes drag racing at the same time, you definitely want to go and check that one out.
And then rounding out drag racing this week was Red Pill Racing, who were doing a rip and run. Lots of good action there. Alright, we're just going to take a very quick break, then we're going to come back with tournaments, and it's a monster, so stick around.
Look cool, be cool with this awesome Chaos Canyon t-shirt, available at chaoscanyonmerch.online. Get yours today.
Welcome back, race fans. Okay, straight into the tournaments, and we're going to kick off with the DIRS over at Live Young Diecast. This competition has now been running for 6 months. It's an absolute monster. Heads to Flat Rabbit Racing next week, so keep an eye out for that one. But if you haven't seen the previous races, make sure you go back through all the previous tracks. There's links in the description. It's been a fantastic tournament. You don't want to miss a minute of it.
Then we've got RTR continued on with his Summer Series Nissan Racing. And man, there has been some amazing action in this series. Mike has just put on the best competition, and it's a monster size tournament as well. And just check that one out, just awesome.
Now 3D Botmaker moved into the racing for the Japanese Nostalgic Car Tournament, and we've said it before, these cars are absolutely beautiful, and there was some really good racing this time. So check this race out here. You've got the RX-3 well out in front, but then the Toyota starts to catch up and they battle right down to the finish line. It was absolutely epic, and there were some great overtakes in some other races. If in some crazy how you haven't seen 3D's race, go and check it out, you'll enjoy it.
Now, Top Driver had finished their rally racing and they were moving into a station wagon tournament, and that one there, I just love that. That wagon that was out in front got absolutely smashed off the track and flipped off by all the other drivers. You see it in this replay, goes a little bit wide and then just gets spanked off the track.
Now we head over to Monster Motorsports for a Race of the Rising Sun. So the pink and grey car there is another one of the Canyon drivers, jacked up. The racing for this whole tournament has been excellent. There's been some insanely close races, lots of back and forth, and some good high-speed runs. A few people almost doing enough to get onto the leaderboard, which is no easy feat on that track.
Then it's Sub 4RA is back racing and into this NASCAR tournament, and this is really different to what he's normally done. So there's a very, very long flat track section after that drop. Means you've got to be fast just to finish.
Diecast Draggor was back out, and we know that Dodge Power Wagon that's out in front at the moment was quick. That was one that we featured the other week where it came from behind and absolutely smashed everyone, and it did it again, but this time leading all the way.
WeRaceDiecast started a new hatchbacks tournament, and these were the ones that didn't qualify for the actual tournament. He's running a set of races for that. And again, a lot of good action in this one. We enjoyed the DRS on this track. It's got lots of interest, lots of turns and twists, and that big long finish straight. And you can see there, as happens quite a lot on this track, the drivers seem to take out that finish line camera.
Garden Canyon run over at Alley Cat Racing. This was one of the best runs I think I've seen on this track for some time. That car getting a long way. A lot of the time they finish after that first drop.
Now Roadrunner Raceway is into his next tournament, and this one here, the Way Too Fast, is currently the leader in his leaderboard, and it's stormed out to a huge lead and then just goes flying off the track, and then the others battle all the way to the finish.
Cleveland City Diecast were onto his fast track this week, and man, there was some good racing. Now check this out. You may not have seen that, but this silver car that's out in front actually did a full barrel roll heading into that corner, gets it back under control and takes the win. It was so impressive.
Indiana Diecast Racing is into the semi-finals now of the Sock Hop Slam, so it's definitely getting closer to the end of the competition, and this whole series has produced some really fine racing. Now you see the pink Chevy out in front here, storms away with it, gets a little bit loose just in that last straight, but check this out, these two just get absolutely wedged into that final straight.
Oh man, that's classic. Now, some sad news. Meal Ticket Raceway, they're still showing races, but I feel really bad for the team there. This shop got destroyed by a car accident. Luckily, no one was hurt, but if you've seen the post on Facebook, the whole track and everything got wrecked. A custom motorbike got wrecked, and a custom Hot Wheels got wrecked. Man, my heart goes out to you.
Yeah, mine too, mate. That's really disappointing. As Spanner said, we're really glad no one actually got hurt, but that is absolutely heartbreaking to have all that work just destroyed.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, wish you guys all the best and hope you're able to recover soon.
Checkered Flag continued on with their NASCAR race. Now, they did just release a race today with some shopping carts. Unfortunately, we just didn't have a chance to get that one into this report, but go and check them out. They do lots of cool stuff over on that channel.
Now, Campbell Creek Run, props to the young kid here. Designed the track, built the track, running their first tournament, and it was awesome. There was so much good action in this, and I love the diorama. You did such a good job. It was awesome. But check out this race here. These two absolutely battled all the way down to the finish. It was so exciting.
Yeah, that's awesome. Right, now Wallside are back outside, but they're doing something quite different. So they're racing 4 cars on their track, and it's not laned the whole way. So they go down the slight drop, they do a chicane there, I don't know if you saw that, but then they go into that huge big drop and then the big open track to the finish.
War on I-4, talking a big finish, their Enduro series is monstrous. But have a look at this one. So into this first corner, that black car gets spun around. He was in pole position, spins around and then races to the finish in reverse. It was so good.
Next Gen Racing continues on with the Piston Cup. And again, we've said this before, the track looks great, the racing is very high quality, and the production values are fantastic. He's done really well on this track, and the channel's doing really well, so go and check that one out. And look at this race here with this pink car, with this beautiful overtake right before the finish.
Rick's Diecast Racing. Now, I'd never seen this sort of caravan combo tune car there compete, and that's probably why it did not do well at all.
Then Zelda Diecast Racing, this was the first lot of pure racing we'd seen on the track, so he started into his tournament, and man, there's so many little crossovers in this track, it's really challenging.
And then we're going to finish the tournaments tonight with Diecast Dude Racing. I have a special place in my heart for Lego. I've got a huge Lego collection, and I love that it's integrated into this track, and even using it as a start gate is fantastic. Absolutely lots of fun.
Right, into street racing, we're going to kick off with Commotion Diecast, and have a look at this race here. So you've got the blue car out in front, nice little block into that first corner, but then check this out, comes in here too hot, flips over, and look at the way that red car just drives around him and leaves him behind. It was absolutely brilliant.
Wow, that is an impressive bit of driving.
Yeah, he just absolutely picked his line perfectly coming through here, saw the car was flipped over, pulls wide, gets down, takes the win.
And that dude on his roof almost made it the whole way. Alright, Gravity Track Grand Prix had more grudge matches. So the blue car there is the Toyota AE86. And that thing is fast at the Canyon, and it's been fast on his track as well, but it didn't win every race. So you see there, that was one of the grudge matches. If you want to see what happens, go and check it out.
Then M&M continued on with their ladder wars, and this pickup here just absolutely smoked the competition, flew away right from the start, which is really incredible. Being up high like that and on those big wide wheels, it actually did really well.
Alright, into special events, we're going to kick off with the Canyon. Now this race here, Chips McGee out in front was an absolute crowd favourite. He was top on the hill climb and then just couldn't get it together. But look at this overtake manoeuvre here. The lane was blocked and the driver just does such a good move. Oh, and of course, taking the inside lane to car in a corner there as well. It was a bit cheeky, but did pull it off nicely and took the win.
Now, speaking of rally, Trax Racing are doing a short rally competition, and this is their big twin ramps, and this was a lot of fun in the early days of Trax, and they've brought it back, and it's just fantastic.
Yeah, I see a couple of 3D staple cars there. Good to see the Ford Escort taking that win. Alright, DRC are doing something a bit different. They're doing a relay. Now, Big Poppy Racing has done relay racing in the Olympics, the Diecast Olympics, but this is the first time we've ever seen it on a full-on diorama track. So if you're looking for something a bit different, go and check it out over at DRC Racing.
Now, Beaverworx were doing the rock drop jump, and I just love this move here. I really like this Hilux. It's a great casting, but dude just got it all kinds of wrong here. Lands, hits his rear axle, and he just flips over.
Yeah, it's not a very impressive distance, 1 centimetre, but I suppose he did kind of make it. Alright, now Flat Rabbit dropped a sweet teaser for the DIRS because that's landing at his track next week. But check this race out here. So he was racing a Scar in his promo video. The Scar gets out ahead, but then Glitch comes through with this superb overtake there, picks the line up the inside and just takes the win.
Yeah, that was awesome, and we just absolutely love Flat Rabbit and what they do.
Oh, totally, mate. It is such a good track. And just an awesome channel overall. You've got to check out Flat Rabbit if you haven't seen it yet.
Next up, Gravity Throttle Racing. More 4-car action on this drift track, and it is fantastic. I'm really impressed how he managed to get all 4 cars down there on such a narrow track, but there are a couple of places where they can get in for some good overtakes. And check this finish out. So the blue car, big lead here, goes through the egg beater, rolls, and then check out this overtake.
It's just really been a week for great overtaking manoeuvres.
Has it what? And that Civic slipping through as well.
Alright, over to Brunhilde Hills for their Monkey Minute. Now, you may have missed what happened there. Oh, look at those doggos.
Oh, they're so cute.
But check this out. So the grey car in the right-hand lane here should have got flipped out, but instead he cheats the corner, goes over in reverse, and lands in front of the other car and takes the win.
Wow, that is incredible. Can we have another look at that?
Yeah, look, check this out. That is just brilliant.
Wow, what a maneuver.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy.
164 Underground Diecast Racing, more good action on their track. So they were storming away with some good grudge matches, and that one there, that dude just shut them out right at the start, but I like that they've added an extra straight to their track now as well.
Then DDR, Digital Diecast Racing, was doing an off-road race. So you can see there with the dirt and the rough surface really causing some carnage.
Now speaking of carnage, Junkyard Joust was on again, and this track is a lot of fun. We featured these guys last time. If you haven't seen it, go and check out their channel. It's really different to anything out there.
Trax by Tonight is another Kiwi track, and this is Hot Wheels Fun at Home. Again, a use of Lego that I have to applaud. Absolutely love Lego. But this team do a bunch of different stunts. They've done all sorts of loops and jumps and twists. It's so much fun. If you're looking for something a little bit different that's not just straight up racing, go and check them out. And remember to subscribe while you're there. Alright, let's move into replays of the week, and we're going to kick off with a montage here from RTR and the Nissan tournament. This race here was just super close. It was crazy how close that was, but then you get ones like this where people just go flying over that jump because they got so much pace. And that dude getting nailed off the tree. And then this one here was fantastic. Rubber Toe out in the lead, stops, and then Glitch literally drives over him.
Wow, that's awesome.
I know, look at this. He comes in and literally drives over the roof of Rubber Toe. It's like something you see in an old stuntman movie. It was fantastic. And then another one here. Car well out in front, flips, but Piggy Too Little with the huge nose flip and takes it over the finish line.
Alright, next up we got Monster Motorsport and more jacked up racing. Check this out, that was such a close finish on his track. Just like on Mike's track, it ended up coming down to a freeze frame from a different angle because it was too close to call.
Now, I spoke about this one earlier with Extreme Diecast Racing and their finish cam, but keep your eye on the white car in the background. Look at it, just gets thrown up in the air, spun around, and then it's just a dog pile as the other cars come in and land on it.
Oh man, that's so good, and I love good slow-mo. Now, speaking of so good, check out that move by Delvis. We're still working on a name. People have been leaving comments as to what it should be, but that was just the move of the week as far as I'm concerned. Delvis in the blue Evo there, pulling out the spin maneuver to block what was a fantastic drift by Sean Cook there, but just gets around him, closes the door right in his face so he can't get ahead, and takes the win. Absolutely superb bit of driving, Delvis.
Yeah, it sure was, and remember, the Canyon is moving to the Rocky Road next week. You're not going to want to miss that. Alright, as always, remember to head over to redlinederby.com for all of your diecast racing needs. Whether you're looking for races, whether you're looking to start up a track, looking for tips, whatever it is, make sure you go over there and check it out. Alright, we look forward to having you at the Rocky Road next week. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Tom Spanners Watson. He's Frank the Guru Gibbs. We'll see you next time.